Have you been looking for that special accent for your yard? A feature that adds relaxing sound and captivating movement to your landscape? Well, you've found it. Atlantic's beautiful 24-inch spillway basin will be the focal point of your outdoor living area, and it's easy to install. In this video, we'll show you how to build this complete water feature step by step, from preparing the base and building the structure to installing the plumbing and capping the columns, with only one exception. For the video, we dry stack the block. You'll be gluing the blocks together with construction adhesive, following manufacturer's guidelines. We recommend you watch the video all the way through, then take it outside with you. Go ahead and pause at each step, we won't mind. Start to finish, with the wall stones close by and no interruptions, the installation should take 2 people less than a day to complete. You'll need tools. For the layout, mark out paint, a tape measure, 2-foot and 4-foot levels, and a straight 2x4. For the excavation, a wheelbarrow, shovel, and tamper. For the stone, a lump hammer or mallet, and a grinder or chisel. For the plumbing, a large wrench, a screwdriver or nut driver, and tubing cutters or a PVC saw. Most manufacturers recommend setting their stones on a 4-inch bed of tamped sand, stone dust, or screenings. You'll need about 8 cubic feet. You will of course also need wall stone and the stone manufacturer's recommended construction adhesive. Atlantic's flexible basins are sized to accommodate the most common engineered stone dimensions. For this installation, we chose 4x8 by 12-inch blocks, but there are many other options. This feature took a total of 208 blocks, including 4 that needed to be cut. Wall stones like these allow for creativity. We set some blocks on edge, some on end, and used an accent color for the back panel and caps. Let's get started. Prepare the base for the project according to manufacturer's guidelines. Most recommend a 4-inch deep base of level tamped sand or stone screenings. You'll need at least a 5-foot by 6-foot area, so there's room to work. Level and tamp the base material until your footprints no longer make an imprint. Then go back and re-level the base. After carefully laying out guidelines in the base material, start laying the blocks at the front and center, building around to the back. To make this feature more interesting, we set some of the blocks on edge, which required building the first 2 courses simultaneously. We put in the front and sides first, leaving the back wall to be measured and marked out before installing. Measure between the side walls to make sure the walls are exactly 48 inches apart, adjusting as needed. Bear in mind your 4-foot level may not be exactly 4 feet long. Then, measure from the front wall back and mark out a guideline for the base of the back wall at exactly 24 inches. Using your marks as a guide, set the base blocks of the back wall, adjusting them to fit as needed. Verify that the space between the walls measures exactly 24 inches by 48 inches. That's how large the space has to be to ensure that the flexible basin will fit snugly without wrinkles. Then finish the second course. After the second course is laid, check to make sure that the blocks are aligned, level, and plumb. Measure the diagonals. If the diagonals are equal, then the corners are all square. If not, adjust as needed. Continue setting the 3rd and 4th courses of block. We alternated the flat blocks with blocks on edge, just to keep things interesting. That left an odd space in the front, which we cut an 8-inch block to fill. Let's get this project moving. Cut a wall stone in half to make 2 6-inch pieces and set one in the corner of the third course to leave a 6-inch wide space, centered at 9 inches from the inside corner, as shown. This is where the plumbing will pass through the wall, concealed below water level. To finish the fourth course, we cut a stone to 3 inches and 9 inches to allow a whole stone to span the space later. Now we're just about ready to mount the bulkhead fitting to the flexible liner and install the liner in the basin. Take a couple of minutes to even up any stones that might be out of line before continuing. Before starting the plumbing, unpack the flexible basin, the 12-inch flange, and the bulkhead fitting. Ensure that the base the flexible liner will be sitting on is clean, smooth, and free of debris. The weight of the water could damage the liner if there are any sharp objects in the base material. If needed, a layer of geotextile fabric can be added to protect the flexible basin. Remove the reverse threaded nut on the bulkhead fitting, turning clockwise. Remove the rigid slip ring, leaving the soft rubber gasket in place. Insert the bulkhead fitting into the pre-punched cutout from the inside out through the hole. Slip the flange over the threads of the fitting, then reinstall the reverse threaded nut, this time turning counterclockwise to tighten. Tighten by hand, adjusting the nut so that the points of the nut are aligned vertically up and down. Then, use a wrench to give the hexagonal nut a final 6th turn. When fully tightened, the top and bottom of the nut should be parallel to the top of the block. This will lock the nut in place between the block courses. If the nut isn't aligned in this manner, the bulkhead fitting will not sit properly between the blocks. Install the preformed flex basin in the enclosure, ensuring that the bulkhead fitting assembly fits into the space between the blocks of the third course. Cap the space with the 1-hole block to finish the fourth course. Smooth the flex basin into the corners and set blocks on the flaps to temporarily hold the flex basin in place. Next, apply silicone to the threads of the small T assembly and screw it into the bulkhead fitting. Temporarily align the side outlet of the T sideways for easier access to the cord seal fitting that will be inserted into the T next. Once the cord seal fitting is installed, the T will need to be realigned to point the side outlet downwards. This is a great way to hide the pump cord, but it requires special equipment. Atlantic's cord seal fitting allows you to pass a pump or light cord through the plumbing and back out again without leaking. We're using the side outlets of 2 T's, each fitted with a cord seal fitting, so we won't need to see the pump cord at all. Disassemble the cord seal fitting. Slip the rubber gasket around the pump cord. Then loosely reassemble the cord seal fitting around the gasket. Smooth sides in towards the rubber, and the halves with the molded nuts towards the T. Be sure to align the inner and outer halves at 90 degrees to each other. Then just start the screws, don't tighten them yet. Push the cord seal fitting into the T. For the neatest installation, slide the rubber coupling on the pump discharge over the T and snug up the pump cord, pulling any excess back through the bulkhead fitting. Then tighten the screws of the cord seal fitting firmly but not excessively, alternating from one side to the other for even tightening. The gasket will expand around the cord and into the T, creating a leak-proof seal. Reorient the side outlet of the T and the cord seal fitting downwards and tighten the rubber coupling to complete the inner plumbing. Begin filling the basin, working any wrinkles on the floor out to the corners. As the water rises, pull up on the flaps to eliminate any wrinkles on the walls, Then test the flaps for fit by folding them down flush onto the top of the walls. If there are wrinkles, trim at the corners so that the flaps fold down flush. Stop filling when the water reaches the bottom of the bulkhead fitting or it will spill over. Now let's talk about gluing the flaps and the caps. The flaps leave the outer edge of the block wall uncovered so you can apply a continuous bead of adhesive to secure the caps. Apply a blob of adhesive into each cutout to secure the flaps. To eliminate wrinkles, set each block to overhang a little more to the inside, then tighten the liner as you slide each back until they overhang evenly. To avoid additional cuts, we set the front and side caps in line with the wall below. Continue building the walls and the columns. For this installation, we made a framed panel of contrasting blocks set vertically, edges front and staggered. At the top of the panel, in the fifth course above the basin cap, set the 24-inch stainless steel spillway in place of the two center blocks. Use silicone, not adhesive, to adhere the spillway to the blocks below and the caps on top. The silicone will allow you to remove the spillway in the future if desired. Build the columns up one more layer to 11 courses, then cap the top of the back wall, the spillway, and the columns with contrasting colored stones. To complete the plumbing and finish the installation, we have to move to the back of the wall now. Slide a male adapter over the pump cord, apply silicone to the threads, and install the adapter in the bulkhead fitting. Measure and cut a section of pipe to extend from the male adapter to the back of the wall. Slide the section of pipe over the pump cord and glue into the male adapter. Then slide a T over the cord and glue that to the section of pipe, aligning the side outlet of the T toward the center of the back wall. Disassemble and reassemble a cord seal fitting around the pump cord. Be sure to align the inner and outer halves at 90 degrees to each other. Then just start the screws, don't tighten them. Push the cord seal fitting into the end of the T. Tighten the screws of the cord seal fitting firmly but not excessively, alternating from one side to the other for even tightening. The pump cord has now successfully passed through the wall of the reservoir, inside the plumbing, then out again, leak-free. Apply silicone to a male adapter and install it in the spillway. Measure and cut a short section of pipe to extend out from the male adapter to the back of the wall. Glue the pipe into the male adapter. Then glue an elbow to the other end of the short section of pipe, turning the elbow to point downwards. Glue the remaining long section of pipe into the elbow. Measure the length needed to reach the T and cut the pipe to length. Glue the end of the pipe into the T to complete the plumbing. Congratulations on completing your beautiful Atlantic 24-inch stainless steel spillway water feature. With no organics in the water, maintenance will be a breeze. Just net out any leaves or clippings on a regular basis, and use our Refresh color falls and fountain treatment weekly to keep water clear and fresh. If organics are an issue, we have the answers. You can use our EcoSolve treatment as needed, or install a Triton ionizer in the plumbing behind the wall. All are available wherever our products are sold. To winterize, all you'll need to remove the pump is a screwdriver for the rubber coupling and the cord seal fitting. That's it. So now, sit back and enjoy.